One thing all of us racers have in common, we all want to be faster. Doesn't really matter what you drive, we're all limited by the same rules. The question is, do you know what those rules are? iRacing Faster is a regular series of videos that'll show you my training routines, so we can learn to be faster together. I'm also going to show you highlights from my 2014 sim racing career to see if we can learn anything from the racers as well. If you're interested in following this series, you'll find all of the videos on my YouTube channel, and if you want to see more videos just like this, please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below this video. See you on the track. Hi, welcome to iRacing Faster episode 4. Today we're going to have a look at corners within tracks and how and what the benefits are of reducing the number of corners, in this case by half. So let's have a look. In this particular track map, which is Summit Point, we have one long straight along the start finish, a smaller straight, a medium length straight, and then the back straight which leads back onto the start finish straight. And in terms of corners, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the final, which leads onto the start finish, corner 10. Now, what I'm going to try and get you to do is look at this track map in a different way. So let's redraw the map again, but this time let's look at it from the car's perspective. So we still have a long straight down the start finish. This time though, our second straight starts at the exit of turn 1 and goes through turn 2 up until the start of turn 3. Our third straight comes from the middle of turn 3, goes through 4 and stops just before 5. We have a very small straight between 5 and 6. And then we have a huge straight that runs from 6 all the way through 7, 8 and 9 and finishes at 10. So in terms of corners, rather than 10 corners on this track, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So let's jump on the track and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so here we are at Summit Point. This is recorded as part of the standard Mazda Cup week as one of the practice sessions. Therefore, we're using the baseline setup, and this particular lap time we recorded was a 1:24.6, so it's very competitive. Going down the start-finish straight, when we approach turn 1, I want you to watch the gas pedal, so the accelerator, the green pedal, and see how long it stays on. So as we come into the apex of the corner, we're back on full gas. So we're through turn 1 with full gas from the apex. We're coming through turn 2, completely full gas on the apex. So the car, as far as the car's concerned, that's a straight. Braking now for turn 3, but back on the gas as quickly as we can. That starts the next straight. And as we go through turn 4, we're going to come off the gas slightly. And then we finish that straight. Very small straight between turns 5 and 6. So brake now and then in, and then now we're on the gas through the back of 6, through all of 7, through all of 8 we're full gas, and through all of 9 we're full gas. So as far as the car's concerned, despite the twisting section of road, it's a straight as far as it's concerned. And we're coming up to turn 10 where we'll need to brake, so this leaves the end of that straight and starts the beginning of the next straight again as we head down over the start finish line. So let's have another look at that lap, this time at half speed, and let's start to appreciate some of the detail of what was going on during the lap. So we're coming through to the final turn, turn 10 on the lap, and as we go through across the start finish line and then into turn 1, this time round I'd like you to start to notice the point at which we accelerate. So the point on the corner at which we try to get on the gas. And what I'd like you to think about this time is that if we accept the fact that the longer the car is going through a straight on the track, the faster it will go and the faster your lap time will be, that if we can start those periods where we start a straight before the apex or on the apex at the latest, then we're going to make that straight longer. Now it might only be longer by anything from a foot, a meter, to a car length, to 2 or 3 car lengths depending on the type of corner. But as we go into turn 1 here, we're on the gas, braking straight, turning through the corner, coming off the gas and on the gas at or earlier than the midpoint, the middle point of the corner. So we go through corner 2, and as we talked about before, we're going to do that at full speed, full 100% gas, and then we're going to approach turn 3. Now just as an aside here, you'll notice that we leave a very small amount of gas on here, but because we hit the brake, it means that the corner comes to an end. The reason I've left a small amount of gas on is the current tyre model and setup model for this particular car, the back end is very, very likely to spin out. So that small amount of gas just stabilizes the back of the car and lets you get through that corner smoother and ultimately quicker. So we're coming up now to turn 4, where we're going to go to 50% gas and then into that braking zone. And again, this is important, so we get a very short straight followed by a braking area followed by acceleration. Now the earlier we can get on the gas in this section here, the longer it will make the straight. The longer it makes the straight, the faster the car will go through this whole section, and it might only be that we manage to get on the brake, as I said before, half a car length or even a wheel length earlier than we normally do, but that can result in, let's say, 0.1 or 0.2 miles per hour faster that we go through the corner, which could result in you getting through that section 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 seconds faster. And these all add up across the complete distance on the track. Again, this is another one where we're coming up to the final turn again on the track. We're looking to brake slightly earlier, turn in and get on before the apex. There's a huge long straight down here, so the earlier we can get on, the more that extra 0.1, 0.2 miles per hour gets to multiply up, and ultimately means that not only do you finish the lap quickly, but best of all, you start the next lap quickly as well. So it gives you a double boost to your lap times. So as we watch this sequence for the final time, let's just run through the order here. The longer we can convince the car that it's on a straight, the faster it will go round the track. The only way that we can make the straights longer are to brake slightly earlier so that we can accelerate slightly earlier, and by accelerating slightly earlier, the car will ultimately go through those straight sections faster than it did before. Now bear in mind that just because a straight section like we're on now looks straight, it doesn't actually have to be a straight piece of track. So there are several sections on this track where it looks like we're going through a corner, but we're actually, as far as the car is concerned, going through a straight. So as we approach turn 1 for the final time, we're going to brake slightly earlier so that we can accelerate slightly earlier. So we brake, come off the gas, and get on the gas at or before the apex point. We're now at the beginning of the first straight, and although we're going round a corner, as far as the car at this point is concerned, it might as well be a straight line. So we're going through turn 2 at full speed and full acceleration, and we're approaching turn 3 where we've got to lift off the gas and use the brake, which means it's the end of the first straight on the track. Even here we're going to get on the gas at or earlier than the apex because it's the start of the second straight on the track. So we're now travelling in a straight line as far as the car's concerned. We're going to go slightly to the left and then to the right, but as much as we can we're going to stay on full gas. And as we approach this turn we have to go half gas just because of the tyre values that we talked about previously, so that we only use 10 and no more points of grip on the tyre. And as we come into this slower corner with a very small straight, we're lining up and thinking about how early can we get back on the gas here so that we can make this twisty section, which is a straight as far as the car's concerned, as long as possible. So we're on full gas, despite the fact we're going through a corner and you can hear the tyres are squealing slightly. As far as the car is concerned, we're on a straight. So the earlier that we could accelerate there, the better, and the faster we would go through this whole complex. So we're still on the straight as we come through turn 9 and head towards the final turn on the course. And we know that turn 10 has a huge long straight after it. Now, the longer the straight that follows the corner, the more benefit you get by braking slightly early and then accelerating early. So here you'll see we brake probably earlier than you normally do, and watch the early point that we're back on full gas. So right at the very beginning of that red and white rumble strip, we're full gas. That gives us this multiplier that we've started the straight through the corner, and we'll get a faster exit speed, and ultimately we'll go through this section of track faster than we would before. What we're doing now is we're actually braking earlier, or in the times where we're not braking, we're just coming off. We're coming off slightly earlier and concentrating on getting on the gas earlier. And if you watch the slider at the top, fingers crossed, you should be able to see the benefits. So I'm going to brake earlier, come off earlier, get on the gas earlier. Brake earlier, get on the gas earlier. So this time I'm actually getting on the gas before the apex, and you can see how we're gaining time along the straight, but hopefully you'll see as we start a new lap, we're gaining time on the new lap as well, which is something that we covered at the end of episode 1. Trying to do everything we did before, use the full width. We're just braking earlier and getting on the gas earlier. That might be half a car length earlier, it might be a car length earlier. Last lap was a 1:43. Now you'll notice that I'm pulsing the accelerator. I'm trying to get on early. If it's not working, then I'm getting off but pulsing it. So I'm trying to lose the minimal amount of time. It's close to a slowdown. Off early, on early. A little small gain from the best ever, which is good. And a good gain down the straight, so let's see if we can make this a good one.
1 minute 56.801.
Nice line through here, nice and smooth. On early, off the gas there, if you saw that with the green line, just so that the car didn't spin out. So let's take a line. Early off. Early on. Straight on.
One minute 42.807.
So tight, blip, blip, blip. Get on the gas. Full width, brake early. Full width again, good. Early, hit the apex. Track out, that's good. So again.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Right on the edge of the track there. Straight. On early. Hands off the wheel to relax.
1 minute 42.577.
Tight. Blip, blip. On early. Okay, so hopefully after today's session, you're now going to start to accelerate at the apex on every corner, unless there is a long straight or a medium straight after the corner, in which case you're going to brake earlier and then you're going to accelerate before the apex. And you're also going to start and look at the track in terms of opportunities to turn corners into straights. That's it from me. I hope you'll join us in the next episode of iRacing Faster.